And that case with the mentally disabled man is just so absolutely ridiculous. And the news clip really drives it home by, okay, so folks, this 20-something with the mind of a 2-year-old, supposedly, he's got his 2 little security blanket items. They are a baseball and a plastic toy hammer. And what does the TSA do? They take away his hammer. He can keep the ball. Dude, have you ever seen what happens to somebody who's up to bat and gets hit in the noggin by a high-speed baseball?
It hurts some.
Pitchers.
Yeah.
Baseball pitchers should be profiled. They could be terrorists.
Absolutely. They actually confiscated his little plastic hammer, and these words were said, this is a direct quote, "This could be used as a weapon."
And the news points out that they had first of all, the father says, "Oh, I was so dismayed to have to throw it away. He'd had that hammer for 20 years."
Yeah.
But in the video, you see they've got another hammer. Of course, they got another one. But apparently there was a second hammer in the wife's bag that because they didn't search the bag and it's plastic and it went through the scanners, it wasn't detected as a weapon because...
Oh, my God. Well, and, that's typical because there's another news story about the TSA. 36 TSA agents at the Honolulu airport fired because they've been allowing things like, plastic hammers to get through.
They're out of a job. Get a better job, TSA agents. Seriously. That goes for the FBI, too.
Because they're not groping enough people, so they got fired, I guess. There's a couple of things here. As long as we're talking about these police state matters, there's a scary article here. 32 signs that the entire world is being transformed into a futuristic Big Brother prison grid.
I don't want to be the one to put together that list. I like to make lists. I do. And
this is huge. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but number one talks about it says the days of the free and open internet are slowly coming to an end. Many nations around the world have implemented strict internet censorship, and many other nations are moving in that direction. With each passing year, the level of freedom on the internet diminishes. Well, we got to do everything we can to fight that. And it talks here about all new cell phones will be required to contain a chip that will allow the president to broadcast emergency alerts to the cell phones whenever the president wants. We've talked about that.
That chip will be implanted in your head in 2013.
Yeah, and there's no escaping it.
When you're born, when they take that blood sample, they'll just also put a chip in there.
Yeah, so it's for your safety. So you can get those emergency broadcast alerts. Describes here that the UK has more surveillance cameras per citizen than anywhere else in the world. In fact, according to one estimate, there are 4.8 million video cameras constantly watching every move citizens make. Yes, I've heard that the UK is the most surveilled nation on Earth.
Except for that one town in China. That one town, that port town in China, where it's the most biometrically surveilled.
Wow.
I forget the name, Xinjiang or
I would think that there's a lot of cameras here as well in the U.S., but I don't know how. I haven't heard the figures lately.
No, actually, when I was in, that was the thing that blew my mind in 1999 when I was in London was both the proliferation of cameras, but also cell phones. This was before the cell phone cameras existed, but like the surveillance cameras were everywhere, and people had cell phones more than I'd ever experienced back in that day.
Well, there's a lot of informal surveillance with people with their cell phones, and I carry my camera everywhere I go.
Hey, there's a witness.
And really, you should, because you never know, what you might encounter or might see. A cop pulls you over. You might want to, just turn it on, at least get the audio.
What are some of the other signs on that list?
Oh, my goodness. A certified TSA official was brought in to oversee student searches at the Santa Fe High School prom last weekend. I missed that story. But
really?
But there's a link to it here in this article.
Crazy.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, it's in response to students, female students saying, "Hey, we got groped by security." A federal judge. And why is a federal judge ruling on security measures for a local prom? Maybe it's a state school. I don't know. But he basically says, okay, in response to them claiming that they were groped by security, we'll have TSA trained security there because they know how to grope people or not, as the case may be.
That's so bad, The U.S. Department of Agriculture is spending huge amounts of money to install surveillance cameras in the cafeterias of public schools so that government control freaks can closely monitor what our children are eating. This is all to fight obesity. Anyway, it goes on and on. Homegrown terrorists, in
Bandera County.
Yeah, according to FBI
Damn
Director
sovereigns
Robert Mueller.
Messing everything up for their... Don't get in an argument. They'll pop your ass.
Yeah, so, don't dare disagree with them. Federal Viper teams are establishing a series of internal checkpoints all across the United States.
Fucking TS. VIPR, no. VIPR, no. Not just no, but fuck no.
And... of course, in UK, they're fighting the police state over there as well. Thousands of dysfunctional families in the UK are being subjected to intensive 24-hour surveillance to make sure that their children attend school, go to bed on time, and eat proper meals. I mean, they've just put cameras right in the homes. And you've got Senator Chuck Schumer saying that Amtrak should have a no-ride list, similar to the no-fly list used at U.S. airports.
How about a no-way list?
Yeah.
For politicians, no way are we going to let these guys get reelected.
Yeah, no way are we going to put up with this. We need to have zero tolerance for the police state. Well, it's a horrifying list. It goes on many, many pages, 32 signs that the entire world is being transformed into a futuristic Big Brother prison grid. There's no doubt about it. It's not a conspiracy theory. And it's a fact. It's happening right around you. And we have the link on the website, so, and it's well worth reading.
Okay.
And to pass it around.
I need a psychedelic intervention right now, Mac. Please.
A psychedelic intervention?
Yes. Bring it, Roky. Bring me some Erickson. I need some 13th floor elevators. Hold on. It's the only cure. I'll be right back. Mack, are you there? Hello. Oh, hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, LSD is in the news. Did you see that story?
Yeah, thank you for sending me. I don't always keep track of the psychedelic news like I should, because...
well, it hasn't been in the
way
news
out
in a while.
is through, man.
Yes.
Where'd it go? Where'd that news go?
First therapeutic study of LSD in 35 years. Finishes treatment of last subject. Where was this? It was... I don't think it was in this country.
Probably not.
Well, bring that story up, though. Let's, yeah.
And there's some other cannabis.
Yeah, Switzerland. Okay.
Hey, maybe that's what those Bilderbergers are up to, man.
Well, maybe that's why everybody is revolting against the Bilderbergers there in Switzerland.
They turned on, man. Dude.
Hey, psychiatrists in Switzerland have nearly completed their study of LSD-assisted psychotherapy in the treatment of anxiety associated with life-threatening illnesses. This kind of research was done a good while back, and it's good to see that it's been picked up again, because it was very encouraging what they were discovering, and it's just been a pity, a tragedy, really, that that most of the research was suspended all these years. Now, wasn't there a
Strassman's been doing the DMT stuff. That's federally funded research into DMT, the stuff that Terrence McKenna was always going off about. And it too seemed to have some powerful therapeutic modalities.
But no LSD research in the U.S. Now, this since the 60s, but this Stanislav Grof in Czechoslovakia, right?
I'm pretty sure he's been living in the United States, but yeah, he's foreign.
Yeah. But I think he did some more recent research, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, folks, if you're not familiar with Stanislav Grof's idea of holotropic breath work, basically he patented hyperventilating. Did you know? Did you know all the different ways that you can change your consciousness? People can change it for you by using weird electronic, psychotronic devices. From vibration to flickering lights and sounds and all that stuff.
You change your consciousness every time you sit down and watch a television
show. Every time you ingest any kind of food or candy or drink, if it's got sugar or even more exotic caffeine or even more exotic stuff in it, and you can do similar amazing things with your consciousness simply by adjusting your breath. That's why so many of the Eastern philosophies talk about, well, the first thing you need to do is still your body and mind and concentrate on the breath in and out for the next 8 hours, and it's that intense. It's like,
well, breathing exercises have been part of meditation practices for years. And yoga, you change the body in certain ways, and you change it chemically. And so, depending on the drug, certain drugs are just doing what you're otherwise doing by some physical act. It's effecting a chemical change. If you sit down and watch a movie, a comedy, let's say, you're laughing, the endorphins are just flowing, you're happy.
Laughter therapy,
that's the other thing. Just they found that if you just don't have anything to laugh at, just laugh anyway, and it has the same positive effects. But have you seen some of the a video of these laughing churches?
No, but I can imagine it's probably as creepy as speaking in tongues.
It is
churches.
Very bizarre. The laughter is infectious, contagious, and it's a hysterical kind of a thing.
So is the speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're pretty much at a good stopping point here, Mac.
Yes.
I want to thank everybody for joining us on this. Is it 147?
147, and for you, the Big 40.
Thank you all for tuning in to this live edition of PsiOp Radio via the Anomaly Radio Network here in Austin, Texas. I'm Smiles Lewis.
And I'm Mack White.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm an alligator. I'm a mama, papa calling for you. I'm a space invader.